These Friday night lives in the summer season are really challenging because I actually work through all the way until the sunset, and then looks like then it is already past 8 p.m. So it is still in my brain. I'm still at work. So it is very exhausting for me. So I really think that um, these Friday nights lives on this in the summer season are really not good for me. So that's why it's a little bit sporadic, and most likely I won't be able to do it next week. So, but perhaps during the week I may will do based on what things I want to talk about. But today I want to talk about two things. There's so many things during the week that I accumulated, I want to talk about. But then when it comes to Friday, I feel so exhausted that I was like, okay, nah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm exhausted. I don't want to talk about that, the other. So, but still, I want to give you two topics, and I want to separate it in two separate live streams because they are two separate topics. So, this one is a socio-psychological analysis, and the other one, right after this, will be a socio-political analysis. So, this one is about what I also experience every single day and observe during the day, and literally also today, the whole day. And it really bothers me, and it gets worse. And I'm pretty sure if you are a woman or even if you're a man, I want to bring this to your attention so that you can be alerted. You can be alerted as a man, as a woman. And if you are a man, you can alert women in your life, in your family. And if you are a woman, you please should be alerted yourself what's going on in your environment. So let's get started. So I find that based on the recent observations that I actually have really long time of observing this, but it is really getting out of control, particularly after the pandemic. If you have seen after the pandemic, and many people had talked about this and mentioned that men became, and women frankly became so sexually tense that they saw all opportunities everywhere with anybody, right? And this trend and this tendency is absolutely absurdly exponentially growing, that I don't know if you noticed, but please, if you did and if you do something about it and let the women be alerted, because more and more and more I see videos on YouTube about how the sex trafficking is actually working. The tips that, I mean, not the tips, but the tricks that they are using for women, it is unreal. Like, it's actually unreal. So it makes you feel like, can you even function normally? Like, this means, and I give you several things that I saw, that it's all over YouTube, what they do, particularly, for example, in Target. In Target, they are targeting young women, and particularly good, I mean, nice looking girls or ladies, good dressed ladies, approaching these young women, complimenting them on their hair, on their makeup, or whatever the heck. And then they ask them, oh, let's meet for a telephone exchange, and let's meet for a coffee. They become the best friends. And then they insist, let's meet for a coffee, let's now meet for a coffee. And those things are absolutely linked to, and many people even report that. The other thing is on the gas stations and the traffic lights. They bound things on the door of the car, etc., etc. So these you can look all over all over YouTube. There's so many ex-policemen are doing these YouTube videos or alert women about that. There's very, very bizarre things that people should be aware of. But my observation is that, and I've seen this a lot towards myself too, and it's getting very, very out of control. So when I walk around the block, literally, I mean, even in the building, even when the neighbors or people that you see when you walk around every day, these men, the stare is so unbelievably bizarre, obvious, and direct and penetrating. This is so dangerous. Like, so this is harassment. And I don't understand how, I mean, how women cannot do anything about it, or get kind of irritated about this, or are not even aware of it. This is, if this would have been 10 years ago, women would have said, what are you staring at? That's what I say. I literally said today and yesterday and the whole week. This was 2 times. I said this week, just this week, 2 times. What are you staring at? What are you staring at? And they're like, what? Because in the past, I know for a fact that it was a more common thing to do for women to say, what are you staring at? And they're like, okay. And now they stare as you walk, as they're in front of you, as they're on the sidewalk, I don't know, they sit there or they walk there or straight across. They stare as you are the ultimate, like, I don't know, target or meat or what I don't know. It's just like so unbelievable. And the face changes. You know, I do a lot of face analysis, behavior analysis, right? The face changes, like hungry, like, oh my god. I don't know the English. The German word comes into my mind. It's the Beute. The German word is the Beute. Like, I don't know what the word is. Like, as you are the hunter. What is the target of the hunter? Oh my god, you know what I mean, right? Is when you are a hunter and that's the target that you hunt, that thing, what is that? It's the Beute in German, but the English word doesn't come to my mind. In any case, you got it, right? So the face of get alerted, like, oh my god, the eyes are like stare. It's just so dangerous and so harassing. And I literally now, I was just want to take a walk again, to clear my mind before I came to the live stream, to just calm myself down. I do this all the time, and I encourage everybody to do that. So I walk out, I literally, there's a women with frankly weird clothing, and we will get to this. We will get to the women. And I am a honest person. I say how it is. And I will talk about the women too, okay, in a second, because the women, and I will not like to hear, oh, you blame, no. I blame both sides, okay? But in this case, that's something different that I blame. I will blame the women in a different way. We will get to that in a second. But the women, she walked like, she was dressed like a little bit, I don't know. She walked also like, she looked like Lady Gaga, like in a weird stocking black in this heat with this gigantic heels. And she walked like, I don't know, a stork. I don't know. It was very bizarre and weird, okay? She walked literally in front of me, And as I was going out, and she was like across the sidewalk, and then a guy with a truck drives by, and you would never think that this guy is actually one of those guys, right? Just a normal guy. The way he looked outside from his truck and stare as he was driving by. Jeez, I can't believe it. Hunter and prey. Hi, he's going South Garage. Yes, prey, prey, prey. Exactly, the prey. Hunter and the prey. Exactly. So hit the like button, by the way, while you're here. Thank you, I appreciate it. Good to see you. Hang tight. Right after this, we talk about Elon Musk, okay? Elon Musk meltdown. This will be a socio-political analysis. Okay, thanks for being here. So yes, like a prey. They look like the prey, and this guy was like, and I have seen, let me tell you this, I don't know if I should say it or not. Let me be careful. I want to be very careful, just for my own safety. Somebody that I see every day has done the same when I walked outside, and I saw this person has also a truck. Yeah, more younger than this dude. This was like a big guy, but the other one that I see every day has also a truck, and is a younger millennial, very, very handsome, like super handsome, super charming. And he had done the same maybe about a month ago. And those were a group of young girls. I don't know. And as he came across to the red light, these young girls were here. But he was like that, right? But he didn't, I don't know if he realized they were teenagers. I don't know if he realized those were teenagers, because I don't know, because it was so quick. Like he came to the red light, saw, and then looked at them again, like as like a prey, right? So that was the kicker of my brain of like, this guy is, I guess, very dangerous. And this guy has also a gigantic stare, like a very penetrating stare. And also, this guy has a habit, I guess, or I saw him, a stalking behavior. That's very serious stuff, guys. So let's see the girls that actually are being, I don't know, I mean, even I get this, and you see, like I have this t-shirt on, right? Like a normal person, but it doesn't matter, because also I look young, okay? I think that's important. That's what they are after. I'm telling you, they know, they have, I think, that's my observation, they have a age frame. They look for young women, I'm telling you, okay? Or stare at them. I don't know what they're doing, but I've seen it. Again, it doesn't, even if we are normal, it doesn't change what they are thinking or what they're looking. If you are an attractive woman, dress good, dress nicely, or look young, then it is staring at. And this is different. I remember Going South Garage said in one of the, when I mentioned something like with the hockey players, even the young boys looking at staring at me. But this is, and he said, boys we like to look at, or attractive women. That's different. I'm telling you, these times are separate, completely different. This is no longer like I'm looking at, an attractive girl or attractive woman and try to be, I don't know, friends with her or something, or date her, or looking at attractive women. This is, which also is like ridiculous, but this is completely different. This is like a stare, like a dead stare, a hunter and a prey type of stare, not I like you stare. Hey, I'm interested in you stare. Or this girl it looks good, or this girl is nice. No, that's not that. This was the past. This is like very, very lustful stare, lustful. And now, how did we get here, right? How the hell did we get here? When I see girls, and here's the thing, when they in front of me, this happens, and I stare because that truck driver, whatever, stares at her, and I'm not saying truck driver. These are normal, I don't know, businessmen or whatever the heck, or maybe even rich guys, who knows, having a truck. And it doesn't matter if they have a truck, it's a car, anybody staring from the car like this, eating up that woman. And so then I stare at them kind of like, I see you, what you're doing. That's kind of my way of protecting this girl. Now look at this girl then. The girl has no clue. She walks like this, and they are staring from behind. Okay, I caught this million times. Staring from behind, staring from the side, staring from the car, and these girls walk like this. Girls, if you take off your goddamn headphones. Take off your headphones. I used to also walk with headphones because I was listening as I was walking. No more. Stay present at all times. And I have to say to you, like in this day and age, the more, if you see the new age of dressing, it's so revealing. It is so off the charts, with also all the Instagrams and what we see, what is happening on social media, on these things. I mean, I don't even look at social, like Instagram, for, I don't know, years. I just post and that goodbye. I don't know, okay? So, but I see in the news, what's happening in the news. People get connected and then they get killed. They date and then they get killed, or whatever has happened to the women, or get stabbed or whatever. So, guys, I can't believe how, when I say guys, I mean all of you, okay? People, my followers, members, subscribers, like, are you living under the rock, okay? If there's so much, like, we, in the past, we had no clue. Now it's in our face, the sex trafficking. The trafficking of girls and women like this. It's not just women. Young boys, young men get constantly killed. We see this all in the news. So, are you living under the rock? Not to just be aware and alert and understand that I personally was always against. This is like, and I live, thank God, for decades, okay? I'm old enough to know the past and now. So I was always against these revealing clothing in anybody. Men, women, I don't care. I don't like that. I think it's absurd. And I don't understand, that's a completely different video topic, when you claim to be religious and have a gigantic cross and then wearing all these revealing. I have done several videos already about that. And then doing all that shit, right? Like claiming to be religious and then doing all of that stuff. And this includes revealing clothes. But in this day and age, if you claim, yeah, I have this freedom, like Gen Zs and all that, they have freedom. Yes, understand. Fine. Fine. But this is absurdly dangerous. What is the trade-off? You ask me, then should we then all be protected as women and not wear what we want? Listen, I know in the 80s, even before then, in the 70s, 60s, women would wear revealing clothes, like they could walk. I'm telling you, in the 80s, in Turkey as well, I think it is called leering. What does leering mean? In terms of what? I don't know what it is. Leering. Regarding what is this about that I was talking about? You mean revealing clothes called leering? I don't know. You tell me in the chat. But so in the past, even in Turkey at that time in the 80s, I know somebody could easily walk with a bathing suit in the street in Istanbul. Nobody would even turn their head around. Now try it. Try it. I don't even want to know what will happen to that person. So the times, especially after the pandemic, has changed dramatically, but also I think the sex trafficking gets really out of control. And on top of that, add mental illness. Add mental illness. I keep telling you, the narcissism goes exponentially growing. We have an enormous exponentially growing narcissism. And you tell me, you don't need to know anything about mental health, but you tell me if a person with narcissistic personality disorder don't think that they are above everybody and can do anything they want, doesn't matter. They can do it. You tell me, tell that person, no, you can't do that. I have my rights. I can wear whatever I want. Tell this to them. Tell it, try it. They can do whatever the heck they want because they're narcissists. So what is the solution then, you might ask? Like, should we not wear what we want? I guess we have to, this has to be gradually being backtracked. How we got here with all the social media influence, more presenting. This applies for men and women. Both are equally presented. Like, look at me. Guys are doing the same thing. So the decade of presenting and see me as a meat, as a prey, and look at me, then it takes ages to backtrack and normalize it back again, while saying I can wear whatever the heck I want and you go straight to jail. This can only be done if we start, as in healthcare, right? As I keep saying, United Nations, education, awareness. Like, I see girls like walking on the street with so many revealing stuff, and I don't know what the heck is happening. No bras anymore. It's in your face. These are young Gen Zs. Like, what is happening? I am not saying because of that now the guys are, no, it's sick. If a guy stares at you out of the car, like with hunger, with eyes like this, geez, like, you sick. You're sick. You're a pig. You're actually pig. And so now the girl walks with the headphones or not even aware. Why are you not aware? Why are you not doing what I said? What are you staring at? What are you staring at? I literally confronted a guy today. Was it today or yesterday? I think it was today. No, it was, I think, yesterday. I walked. He passed with his scooter, not scooter like the, I don't know, the new things, scooter kind of thing. Not scooter, but I don't know what they're even called. The skateboards with handles. I don't know. So passed like a big guy, like an older guy. Passes, and then I come out and he straight at stares at me as he slows down and passes me. And then I said, what are you staring at? He's like, what? And he passes, and why are you staring at? And then he passed, and then he turned around and came towards me. Now we are face to face. He's on his thing, and I'm like, he's like, what? What are you staring at? He's like, no, I was like passing that truck, make sure that I was safe. I have some eye issues. He had some sunglasses, fancy sunglasses on. I had some eye issues, so I want to make sure that I was safe passing the truck, and the truck driver is safe too. And I was like, listen, the truck is right over here, and I am here, and you stare at me. And he had a gigantic chain with a gigantic cross on his chest. Okay? And there's a, yeah. And then as he could saw that I wasn't having it, and so he slowly went away and said, yeah, I can stare. I can. No, you can't. I actually yelled behind of him, after him. He said, yeah, I can, because this is America. I was like, oh, good God. See what I mean? This is insane. Like, why should we let it go? This is not new. I did this all the time for years. I always keep saying, what are you staring at? Because you can't, this is harassment. This is actually harassment. You are harassing me by staring at me. This is straight up harassment. Why are we not talking more about this? Why are these girls are not bothered? That's bothering me. Because the more the girls are not bothered, the more we normalizing this. Then I stand here like stupid person. Maybe they think like, what is she? What's with her? She's a Karen or whatever. I hate that, by the way. By the way, I really hate that Karen thing. Like the wording of Karen and the description of Karen. I really hate that so much. I never prove that. I hate that. And the titles are the Karen this, Karen that. I mean, some of them are not even justified. So why are these girls, these young women, are not bothered? That I don't understand. Do you like it? Is that why you're wearing like that? Do you want that? But what does it have an effect on other women? Because it gets normalized. Do you see what I mean? Like, I really hope, I mean, if you have a if you have a rational mind, I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm talking about. If you have a rational life and had a rational life living the entire time, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Because I don't want to live like this. To be scared and afraid and to be harassed every time you step outside and be scared of wearing nice clothes. And now let's talk about okay, what about aging, anti-aging business, right? People like to be looking younger and younger. I look goddamn young. And that, instead of being celebrated, I am being put in that category from afar that this is a young girl or a young woman. So I am automatically in danger category just because I'm looking young, just because I take care of my health. Like, do you understand like the spider web, that everything is entangled to each other? The anti-aging business, the social media, the socio-psychological twistedness of the mental health and everything, and the businesses, the sex trafficking, it is insane. Do you see the spider web we are in? I really hope that I was able to put this in front of your face that you can think, yeah, everything is so entangled to each other. And it is getting worse. So we should not and live like, if you are a woman who is aware, and this again applies for young men, they are in danger too. They get trafficked too. They got killed on the roadside roads all the time. Like college boys, right? High school boys, children. This is insane. Now can we not go to Target anymore? Now can we not wear anything nice anymore? What are the contributing factors by these girls who are in that mentality and say, okay, I can do whatever I want, I can wear whatever I want, I don't have to wear a bra anymore, I have the freedom. But that's not that age we are in. It's a messed up world right now. Are you living under the rock? So, we have a severely, exponentially growing mental health problem. People killing their mothers and fathers like left and right, and their grandparents. So we are in that kind of goddamn age, goddamn timeline. And now, we have the freedom. Do you see the imbalance here? I keep talking with my dad about this, like the past, at least there was some decency. Not decency in terms of like clothing, but mental decency. Like, living decency, normal living decency, that people would understand I'm bothered by this, or don't do this, and they're like, okay, distance. Now it's so penetrating, it's so harassing, and it's been normalized. What the heck are we doing? Where does it go? Where does it end? Social media companies are to blame on this. The Hollywood, anti-aging, and where does it, all these Epstein stuff going? Or have we not learned anything? Are we living under the rock? We should be saying, stop all of that. I am not being part of this. But no, we are deep a part of this. Or these girls on Instagram, more Botox, more facial lift, more revealing, and the nakedness. I made it Friday Night Live. The nakedness, like Hailey Bieber or whatever heck she's called, she is naked all the time. Kylie Jenner or whatever heck she's called, she is like, and this, I don't know, this guy with the mask, what's he's called, the Kardashians' ex-husband, Kanye West, this new wife. What is happening? Spain, Italy could not get her to jail because of her indecency. The public was outraged over and over again, and they said themselves, if this was an Italian citizen or Spanish citizen, they would be jailed immediately. They couldn't even get a ticket. Why? Do you understand? But then the girls who did millions of plastic surgery just to look like a Kardashian dies on the surgery table. How many cases like this? This has to stop. Why are these people on our face so naked? The Hollywood, all the dresses, you know I love fashion. You know I love clothing. Why are we seeing this Barbie, I don't know, the Australian actress who played Barbie, I forgot her name. You know, the blonde, right, with the blue eyes, Margaret Robbie or something. Anyway, so she now wears only naked. She's almost naked in every single award or shows or whatever. This is not a gown. You are naked, god damn it, and I don't need to see it. And God, just forget about the man. What kind of man are you to allow this? I keep asking my question this more than a year. Like, what kind, I always want to say, I want to make a video about that. What kind of men would their women, the Me Too movement exposed how many women have been exploited. Women had to be keeping the abuse themselves needed to be believed. Oh, it's gone again. Where's the chat? Oh man. I don't know why these chats are disappearing. How am I get these chats? Ah. I cannot see. How did I get to the chats? I had to. Okay. Needed to be believed. Discussed. Some people will support Cosby and Some people supported Cosby and Weinstein, yeah. The Me Too movement was such a disaster, and so many also, the money that went into that turned out to be a lot of frauds in there too. This was just so disgusting how many things has been revealed, that even the Me Too movement was a lot of fraud inside of that. So coming back to how on earth, why would a man, I hope you have a way of protecting yourself, guys who leer like that are emotion disturbed. Exactly. And since then, I have been saying that this is very, very dangerous, because exactly what you said, exactly that I was thinking about that when I saw that person I've seen all the time, super handsome, like you would never in a million years, super charming, super attractive, super kind and sweet, having that behavior, that's deep stuff. I mean, that's really mentally disturbed stuff. And those people can do anything to anything. That's why I'm doing these socio-psychological analysis or behavior analysis, because that shows a lot. You can fake you can fake whatever the heck to people. You can fake me. That's behavior, and that's why I want to make people to be aware. The behavior is so critical when nobody's watching what they are saying. And even when you talk to that person, you say, for example, something obvious, and the answer that comes back is so bizarre that doesn't make any sense. And you're like, what kind of twisted brain is this? Because indeed, I guess the brain is actually twisted. You're like, what kind of answer was that? This doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we talking about? Because I talk about A, and this person answers like completely Z plus. Not even Z, but Z plus. You're like, what? So that's what I'm saying. The conversation and anything is just so important, because that person made it clear to me is overthinker. It's an overthinker, because when you give an answer to something so clear as a normal person would have just a normal reaction to an answer to that. But when you give a completely absurd reaction and an answer, then you know this is an overthinker and thinks so bizarre things. And what maybe goes in that person's mind. Those are details, but nobody talks about this in any of these videos. I've never seen anybody talking about this, because the answer to what the people give is a hint of how their brain actually functions. What is their brain actually doing? Because if you are an overthinker, because sometimes for me, I am an overthinker sometimes, like meaning not overthinking in that sense, but let's say I always think 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, or like the next day, tomorrow, the consequences of A, B, and C. That good-looking guy who surprised you is a classic wolf in sheep clothing. They are predators who try to hide them. Oh my God, yes. And the more I actually think about that, I get chills, because when I notice that, I am so scared. I honestly, that is I mean, I don't want to go into this because of my own safety, but I have so many like accumulated behavior. When you put all of this together, I'm like, what is happening? definitely not normal. A lot of things that I accumulated, and no. And so coming also back again, for men, having their wives be presented like this, there's nothing to be proud about this. I know many men presented their women and like have them doing a lot of plastic surgery to look better and better and better and nicer and nicer and younger and younger and younger. That guy is sick. And you as a woman are also sick. Like, who does that? Who want that? Both is sick, and we are run in this world with sick minds. And that turns around to bite us. Why should I be a target of staring for a guy with a gigantic... And by the way, I mean, I wanted to make this video, but I for my own safety, I really thought hard, should I make a video, because the points that I put together, but then I said, you know what, my safety is more important. I don't care. I can't. Okay, I don't want to. But also didn't I just say that other big guy, the older guy, had a gigantic cross? This guy had a cross on his chest too, but I never saw this on him, ever. One time, I don't know why, he out of nowhere wore a gold, like very expensive gold, larger neck, not large, but long gold necklace with a gold cross. A very expensive gold looking, I mean, elegant. I think he's a rich guy, okay? That's that too. That's another thing. A rich guy. So that was another thing. After that, I don't know what signal he tried to give to me, but that for me gave me a completely different signal. Like, oh boy, when I put everything together. Because oftentimes what my observation is, and I'm not talking about the actual believers, many people, when you look at from the, I don't know how many killers are coming from Utah, okay? And I guess you understood what I'm talking about. So I've seen a lot. This is not just United States. This is across the world, okay? The more you are being grown up in a very religious, deep religious, maybe these people were in Catholic schools. Maybe these people are coming from a very, like, they had to go to church all the time. Maybe they were some abuse in their families. Maybe their own families are like were forced to do things they didn't want to do. That's also a thing, right? If you have watched the Tate brothers' father and their father, the grandfather, what the chain was, the father of Tati, or Tata, whatever, was actually in the army, was kicked off from the army because this person was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, actually diagnosed. And then the family got divorced and the parents got divorced, whatever. And then he was taken into CIA or whatever the heck. I mean, come on. So there is a disturbance when you have these not understanding religion, but the corrupt side of religion, the suppressed side of people with religious families. When they grow up like that, There's some twisted shit going on. Okay? Maybe they were homeschooled. Maybe they were, and again, when you listen to all of the Epstein stuff, and the children in UK, they experience those things. That was all over YouTube. These are people who are deeply claiming to be coming, for religious, doing religious rituals. Maybe they're doing some rituals. Maybe this is a thing, it's now normalized. Maybe it is now normalized. And that is my problem. You see, the normalization of this is very, very hard to watch. And we have to backtrack it, and hopefully not another decade to get it back, but to learn from the goddamn Epstein stuff and the Weinstein stuff and the guy is in the jail, Didi, whatever, like Tati now, like what, it is in our face, and we still make fun of that. Don't take it seriously. It's all done and dusted. We don't understand the seriousness of it. So I would hope that the decent women stay together, and when a woman walks by and you see that a guy stares at me with like harassing, like a seeing like a prey, then I would have hoped that this woman protects me like I protect the other women, that they don't even notice that I'm doing this to them. They're just like walking with the headphones, just like in zone. And the man, just protect your women, God heaven's sake. Protect your women. Why do you want your women be presented like this? That's not a man. That's not a man. So the awareness to change it back to a better time, for safer time for not women, but also to young. I'm worried about young boys too. Young college boys, high school boys, children, like boys, like kids. Those are, we know what's happened in the church with boys. People are sick. It's not just women. So I hope that in order to backtrack that, we need to first make this more aware. Be aware of what is going on. If you are aware, then education starts. And when education starts, then things can change. If you are not aware, you can be educated. You can't be educated, nothing will change. Full stop. This is true that I keep talking about in the United Nations about health. Same thing. You can block all the alcohol you want, it won't work. If you are running into the guys all the time, they could be fantasizing that they have some kind of relation with you, they need to be shut down. This is exactly like the limerence, right? The limerence is, yeah, many people think that limerence is like you do limerence, but I experience a lot of limerence on me, okay? Like the fantasization of, and that is actually a great point, because let me tell you this here, and then I will end and go to Elon Musk very quick. And this is, I have experienced all the time, okay? When man has this fantasy idea that somehow I, as you just said, like I'm in the relationship with the limerence towards me. And when you, and they are kind and nice and sweet and this and that, and then God forbid, God forbid, when you like distance yourself or like kind of make it clear that I am not interested, Jesus, these people turn into monsters. They treat me actually very badly. Like, what is happening? I had to look up limerence. Yeah, look it up. Limerence is that what's called. And I've been talking about this like internally a lot for like 5 years or more, because that is what I experienced. Because these YouTubers, they always talk about like the tarot readers are, oh, limerence, like the other, like you do the other people. No, I experience like the man does this on me. And when you are not interested, they treat you like so bad, like a monster. They turn, these nice people turn into a monster, and very aggressive, very bad. And you're like, whoa, like I don't deserve this. Like who are you? Like you can't be even normal friends because they treat you like that. As if I was the worst person on earth and they have the right to do that to me. Nobody ever has the right in any shape or form, regardless of who you are, but they claim that. And that is unreal. I have experienced this all the time. This is why I get so pissed. That's why it is so dangerous, like when you cannot be normal friends with people anymore, because I had this a lot with normal guy friends. Because then it proves to me that these people had already to begin with fantasies that I wasn't even a normal friend to them, I guess, apparently. And then they say, no, and then treat you like this crap. But then it proves my point that you already to begin with were not my friend. You had other ideas. And when you didn't get, you flipped like, I don't know what. And so this is very serious stuff. This is so bad. Guys, this is why I'm saying to you, the awareness is so important. And how can we not more? This is actually, if you think about it, the best time to be aware, because everything came out in the open. That is the crazy part to me. It is now more than ever out in the open, yet it gets worse. It gets worse. Why? How? Why are we not still aware of it? I don't understand. Why can we still not at least issue a ticket to that Kanye West's wife in Spain and in Italy? Why? Why normal citizen but not her? Why? Why we are applauding Kylie Jenner? Why we are applauding Halle Bieber be naked all the time in our face? Why are we Margaret Robbie or whatever the heck she's called has a, I don't know, Oscar gown or whatever, the award gown, to be completely naked? Why? Why are the gowns are now completely see-through? What is happening? This is not normal. This is not fashion. This is some deep shit. This means that you are actually sexually also sick. Mentally sick, sexually probably not satisfied, or something deep stuff is going on. This is all mental health. Sickness. It's sick. And then when you throw in religion in there, and then you see that they wear a cross or whatever, my God, like what is happening? And that turns into much more danger because they believe they can do it. This guy literally told me, this is America, I can do it, this is America. Those actresses know that nudity will get them attention. Unfortunately, it affects all women if it's not, as if it's not, yeah. And the difference is, like, in the past, the revealing, this is the problem. The past, the revealing stuff wasn't so, people wasn't treated like, twisted like that. Now it's turned into very dangerous action. That's what I'm trying to say. There is the two difference. In the past, I told you, people could wear a bathing suit and would walk in Istanbul in the 80s. Nobody would turn their head. Now, you would be done in a second. That's what I'm talking about. What the hell has changed? And the social media companies and the Hollywood and these sex trafficking rings are all involved. And that is the danger that caused this. But what interesting is, and now it came suddenly out in the open, and we still didn't learn a thing. Still not aware of a thing. Still walking around and not being bothered if a guy stares at you on a variety of your parts of your body, like with hunger and lust. How is this not bothering you? How? I don't understand. What kind of brain is okay with that? I don't get it. That means that you are so into that is not problem. That means that, yeah, I have freedom to wear it. That's not about freedom. You can wear it what you want, but then turn around and say that, what are you staring at? That's my freedom. I can wear whatever the heck I want. While just now, I remember in the news just a few days ago, I agree social media companies are culpable. They refuse to police their own content, plus it also available to the young audience. Yes. And even though they got all the lawsuits, they have to pay all that money, the people have won, doesn't matter, because the gigantic part on top is so big. It's big. The industry is so big. And that brought me, like, for the last few days, there was like this news that the girl was kicked out of what? Of a store because of her indecent clothing. I didn't even click on the article. I just saw the title. And then this girl was also kicked out of her local gym. So, do you see, like, we are experiencing these extremes. Yet, I'm not saying this is okay. I'm not saying what she wore. I don't know what she wore, but if it was indecent, I'm not saying that this was okay. I'm not saying that she was kicked out as was okay, but something happened to her, which apparently same thing doesn't apply to Kanye West's wife, because she get attention, but this girl, apparently she thinks that either she wants attention. Why do you want attention that way? Maybe you don't have a brain, I don't know. Or she thought, that's normal clothing, I have a freedom. And then on what earth is that kind of a That's a normal clothing. How is this a normal clothing? That this means it's already normalized. Do you see my point? But I guess I'm overthinking. Anyway, my God. Okay, let's quickly jump in this, and I will see you in the Elon Musk, because we have a lot to talk about. Of course, who? Elon Musk. So, thank you so much. Going South Garage, I will see you in right after in the next video. Thank you so much for your contributions. I love it, and thank you for saying that word, because the more we talk about this, I get really much more scared. It's very, very bizarre. So I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe, join our community here. We are these independent thinkers. I love our conversation. Now let's jump over to the next live stream, and let's talk about why Elon Musk is melting down right now. See you there.